We are back on Full Time Devils and we have reached that glorious milestone, 500,000. So we've called on one of our former mates. We've brought back Ian Comedy Smith to the studio. Thanks first up for getting us that milestone. 500,000 of you guys. Absolutely incredible. Of course, we're joined by Paul from Rant as well to discuss Burnley. We're going to talk about youth. But first up, Ian, where have you been?
I don't know really. I've been living in like a tent outside Old Trafford. I've been every game I was shouting for you all. I've been blanked for about a year. Ooh. Been looking. I've done about 20 fan cams, and none of them go up on YouTube.
Oh, that's a bit awkward.
I don't know what the problem is here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm in Adam McCullough's house now. I just put him in a cupboard. I've got to do all sorts to try and get on this channel now.
So please, if you could return Adam McCullough very shortly, that'll be fantastic. He's got to do some fan cams. Paul, what's been your favourite moment on Full Time Devils in that first 500,000 subscribers?
First of all, absolutely amazing, and like as a small part of the channel, I just like want to say thank you, as everyone at the channel would definitely do, to everyone that's hit subscribe and everyone that's got involved over the years. I was just talking to Ian at the 101 Reasons to Hate Yeovil. Was like definitely a high point.
If you ask any Manchester United fan worth their salt and pepper who our biggest rival are, they're not going to say Chelsea, they're not going to say Arsenal, they're not going to say Liverpool, they're not going to say Manchester City, they're not going to say Leeds United, they're going to say one word and one word only: Yeovil Town.
But honestly, I know it's the most obvious answer, but you got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. Listen. The fact that I can still quote it verbatim.
You got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing, you are a fool, and you are a waste of time. Good night.
That is going down in history, that quote. Andy Tate, big legend, and obviously on the channel. My favourite moment, though, Stephen Alson's Inter Milan 2.0. But anyway, let's move on to talking a little bit about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the man, the legend, the genius. Ian, what are your thoughts on Ole? We've not actually spoke to you, so I'm ready.
No. I don't like him. I don't think he's doing a good job. He needs to get out of this club. We need to get Mourinho back. I mean, it was getting so bad under Mourinho. Even if you take out like the games or the way we were playing, the atmosphere, his attitude, it was like a toxic situation. But I mean, Solskjaer has been incredible, and he's done it against good teams. I guess I'm still not. I mean, 90% of me wants him to stay, and I guess I do agree with. I don't think it's the same as Di Matteo at Chelsea, but I do think they need to think about longevity and to put the best person in for the job and get the structure sorted. But I would love to see him stay. But I do think United need to get a director of football who takes the responsibility away from Ed Woodward, who just wants to sign Gareth Bale or a kind of huge name. And I think if you sorted that out, then Solskjaer could probably thrive like how he is doing now. But it's so refreshing. It's so exciting to have hope and enjoyment around Man United for a bit.
It's just been brilliant with Ole at the wheel. You take the Arsenal game. What a performance that was. What a counter-attack. Classic Manchester United. It's just brilliant. One of the big things, though, that Ole's mentioned in a recent press conference was talking about bringing young players through, the likes of Mason Greenwood, Ethan Hamilton. In fact, it wasn't Ethan Hamilton. It was misreported. It was Ethan Laird, Jimmy Garner, Taith Chong, all supposed to be getting a start by the end of the season. Paul, how exciting is that for a Manchester United manager to talk about youth?
It's exciting for a manager to talk about youth, but it's more exciting for a Manchester United manager to actually act on that talk. Because actually, Mourinho talked quite a big game about youth. He just didn't, or he gave it some lip service at least. It's not going to be straightforward for Solskjaer. It's not completely trivial for Solskjaer to give all those players starts. We're Obviously, it's not the beginning of a season. There aren't early rounds of the League Cup, etc. And it looks like we're going to be competitive for fourth place. If it keeps going like this, third place, whatever. It doesn't look like there's going to be too many uncompetitive games between now and the end of the season. No dead rubbers. The FA Cup, we're now into the 5th round. So even if you get drawn against a lower ranked team at home, say, you're still going to be wanting to make very sure of the victory. So I think it's going to be a challenge to make good on that promise. But he should, and it's awesome. And if you can't trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at his word, who can you trust?
Exactly. Again, that's sort of even better if he's going to get youth in with all this sort of expectation on Manchester United. That is brilliant. Give young people a chance. Ian, last little question for you. Buenos Aires or Oslo? Where are we going?
What?
Argentina or Norway? Ollie or Pochettino?
Oh, I mean, you've got to make that question clearer. City names. I haven't been on the show for ages. You're just whacking that at me.
Can we do it now, Ian?
I think if you, even like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I would have maybe thought that it is worth getting Pochettino in because, he has done a great job with developing people over the years. And there is that risk that Solskjaer has come in and just been this ray of sunshine, got everyone motivated. He has done stuff tactically that, I think when people say there's no tactical awareness, I think that's ridiculous. And, he's changed formations and setups. He's using Lingard in the middle as a false 9 and stuff like that. I think at the minute I would say Solskjaer, but Woodward has to pull his finger out and get a setup around him to support him.
I think that's sort of what you want to do, right, Ian? You want to build that structure of a football club. You want to get the likes of Solskjaer in there, as he mentioned, his tactical changes that have been fantastic, but also get a guy in that maybe can buy a few players that are unknown. Your Cengiz Unders of the world, bring them over to United, and then we've got a superstar there. But anyway, is it time for the teams? So let's move on to the teams. We're going to go for United. Predicted 11s, of course. You can see the scores going across the bottom right now. Ian has got the chance to get into first position, Ian. If you hit 11 out of 11, you'll be number 1. You'll be given the Adam McCullough trophy. It'll be fantastic. But I don't want to go with you first. We're going to go for Paul's team first. Paul, what are you saying for Manchester United? What system? What players? Talk to me.
4-2. I'm calling it a 4-2-1-3. But you could easily call it a 4-2-3-1. Dave in goal. Ashley Young, I thought was excellent against Arsenal, to be honest. I mean, there was a couple of moments where that he gave up a bit of space, but I thought he adds so much going forward compared to the other choices. I would love to see Diogo Dalot play a bit more, but I think it'll be Young. I'd gone with Lindelof and Bailly. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to do about that? Luke Shaw will obviously play, although the is Luke Shaw playing well question is one that I think is worth some analysis. I would watch a tactical or statistical video on that, Dave, just so it's content ideas for you there.
Cheers, bud.
Matic and Herrera behind Pogba. And then I think Juan Mata, who has hardly played recently and got a mention in the press conference, I think maybe give Jesse Lingard a rest, play Mata, and then Rashford and Martial. I think that's our first string attack. It was nice when they came on in that Arsenal game. That's one of the moments of the season for me. Just, I know it's so boring to harp on about it, but I can't stop. We're 2-1 up. We're 2-1 up, and you're thinking, he's going to bring on a defender and another defensive midfielder. And it's like, no, he's gone. He's gone. We're going to bring on Rashford and Martial.
The brilliance of it, though, the way that they changed the shape and the system. You see that third goal. Go back and watch it. The position of those two players and how they accelerate into the space. It's unbelievable. But then Ollie did bring on a defender. He's just doing it right. He's bringing on pace, and then he's bringing on a defender. It's perfect. Yeah. But for you, Ian, is it Juan Mata? Are you seeing your team? One in, one out. Paul makes a very good point about Jesse Lingard being a little bit tired.
As soon as he said that, I thought, that's a very good point. I've gone for maybe the team that people might expect. De Gea and goal, Young, Jones, Lindelof, Shaw at the back, Matic, Herrera and Pogba maybe kind of either side. Yeah, Lingard in the middle, Rashford, Martial. But yeah, I mean, I'm saying that because I'm thinking, I guess we have 3 games that really we should win. And I would expect them to rotate for the Fulham game. Because I think if we beat Burnley and Leicester, we're in an incredible position where Arsenal and Chelsea are playing City over the next 3 games. So there's going to be points dropped. I think you have to go all out for the first leg against PSG.
Yep.
So I think you have to
maybe rotate.
If we're starting with Rashford and Martial, that's when Lingard and Sanchez and Lukaku will be starting. But it's tough. People need to play. And you can't just keep the same starting 11. So I don't know. But that's what I'm going with. But
yeah, no, I think that rotation point's very good. Again, you think about Solskjaer's Manchester United was the 4 strikers. United have that now. How exciting is that? Rashford, Martial, Lukaku and Sanchez. Anyway, less about Manchester United, more on Sean Dyche's boring Burnley. Ian, have you been to the pub yet? The Sean Dyche pub in Burnley? Been renamed?
No, I haven't.
No, me neither, because it's boring. Are you afraid of any players? Anyone in that Burnley team that you're thinking, that Jeff Hendrick, he's the one?
Oh, obviously Jeff. Yeah, I mean, they've played well over the past few games and stuff. No one stands out as like the person that you maybe have to like change your shape or dictate like the way you play around. I was saying before we started recording that I think it's incredible how much their form has turned around since Joe Hart has been out of the team. I think it's mad how a goalkeeper has lost form as quickly as he has, because he's like become someone who like isn't even like just bad himself, but seems to make his defense
worse,
like terrible or something. But yeah, no one stands out as like you have to watch out for them. But I think they're always like a well-organized team, and I think they will be tougher than maybe some people might expect them to be. But I think it's going to be a case of, United setting up to attack, doing what we've been doing over the past few games. And yeah, I think it's great that we're finally taking it to teams rather than thinking, oh, what threats have Burnley got?
It's brilliant. It's so good because it's not like that in a way was Mourinho's problem towards the end. It wasn't like how United can counteract the opposition. It was almost like you're saying that how do we counterattack one player when what Solskjaer's proved, Tottenham and Arsenal, that there's weaknesses in these big teams, and if you go for the throat, you can take them out. And that's why I sort of love that type of thing. And then you think the weaker teams, Solskjaer's been steamrolling them, whether United do play that 4-4-2 diamond, as you mentioned, or 4-2-3-1. Like, I'm confident. Paul Pogba, he's been doing a business at the moment, and it's so exciting to see Manchester United. But, guys, make sure, if you want to see Ian back on Full-Time Devils, you got to smash like, get into the comments. We want more Ian, because we could go and do a video. Yeah. Is it Sean Dyche, or is it a dog? Sounds like a crazy concept, Ian, but you're in that with me, right? You're on that idea.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Anyway, guys, let's finish off with a little bit of a score prediction. Ian, do you think it's going to be an 8 out of 8 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the Premier League? That will be a record.
Yes. Yeah, I can't see us losing. But I'm going to go for... Oh, but our defence has been... I'm going to go for 2-0.
2-0? No, fair enough.
Yeah.
A conservative 2-0.
Yeah.
5-1 Manchester United. I'm going to predict it every week until it happens. Man United versus Burnley in the Premier League. Coming at you. We're going to have fan cams, all the games, reaction afterwards. Make sure, of course, to subscribe and support Full-Time Devils. 500k. Thanks a lot. And Ian Smith, what an absolute legend. I hope I see you very, very shortly on this channel. See you later, guys.
Yes.